Hello, my name is Ace, and in this presentation we will be proposing a solution that my team and I have developed for our industry partner, Medibank. This presentation will be presented and discussed by Ruki, Grace, Zaid, Carol, and myself. Before we begin, I'd first like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we oversee, and we would like to extend our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging.
Thank you, Ace, for the acknowledgement of country. So now moving on to our how might we question. So with this question, it encompassed the ideas that help create the solution in which you're presenting today. So it involved revising the question as well. So now the question is, how might we create an accessible and user-friendly digital platform that simplifies the process of obtaining affordable overseas health cover for undergraduate international students aged 19 to 26? Whilst enhancing engagement through clear communication, student discussions, and strong partnerships.
So with this new revised question, we created 3 hypothetical user groups to help us better develop our solution. Here we have Amy Wang, an introvert 19-year-old girl that suffers from mental health issues and has language barriers. Next is Hui Nguyen, a 20-year-old Vietnamese boy that struggles to understand OSHC and is insurance illiterate. Finally, we have Shanti Gurung, a financially challenged 21-year-old girl that lives alone. Furthermore, she has physical health issues. So these 3 personas that we have created all present different problems that are extremely relevant to our issue, and as a result is a key factor in developing our solution. The solution that my team and I propose is to create a peer-led ambassador program that consists of live Q&A sessions and educational webinars. The goal of this idea is to enhance international students' understanding of overseas student health cover, also known as OSHC, and to foster cultural exchange. Medibank, in partnership with RMIT, will host multilingual Q&A events and webinars that address OSHC benefits, financial literacy, and healthcare navigation in Australia. These interactive sessions, both conducted online and in person, will feature Medibank experts and international student representatives to promote inclusivity and global reach. The OSHC Ambassador Program will train current international students to lead virtual cultural exchanges, sharing personal healthcare experiences and offering peer support through interactive activities and breakout rooms. This approach not only educates students on OSHC, but also builds a supportive, culturally inclusive community that eases their transition to studying in Australia.
Thanks for the introduction of solutions. Now I'll walk you through our proposed strategies for enhancing Medibank's support for international students through the OSHC Ambassador Program, all organized in this impact and effort matrix to guide our focuses. Now let's start with the top left corner. Low effort and high impact. Research shows that digital peer support can significantly improve students' mental health and quality of life, reducing their loneliness and anxiety. By recruiting current international students as OSHC ambassadors, we can create a convenient and cost-effective support system that offers a strong impact with minimal investment. Next, we move to the top right quadrant. High effort, high impact. Here, training these ambassadors thoroughly in this insurance policy will equip them to be reliable sources of insurance knowledge. Although it is resource intensive, this training strengthens Medibank's role as a supportive healthcare partner by ensuring international students have accurate and accessible information. In the bottom left corner, we see option that requires low effort but yet low impact, which is collecting feedback. Posting static information on website may not engage students effectively, so they could collecting feedback at the end of events to improve future engagement.
Allow me to walk you through why the live Q&A sessions and webinars are the best course of action using 3 key measures: desirability, viability, and feasibility. Firstly, regarding desirability, webinars offer substantial advantages over traditional in-person meetings. They enhance accessibility by allowing students from remote and rural areas to participate without traveling. Moreover, webinars create reusable educational content and foster real-time engagement. Moving on to viability, Medibank's expertise in overseas student health covers, or OSHC, ensures the program is not just informational but also impactful, addressing real student needs. Meanwhile, RMIT would provide the necessary logistical and instructional support, ensuring a credible and well-rounded program that enhances Medibank's brand visibility and trust among international students. Lastly, feasibility. Current technology makes online webinars both cost-effective and technically viable. RMIT's existing infrastructure and Medibank's digital platforms provide the resources needed to host these events seamlessly without significant additional investments. To encapsulate, this live Q&A session and webinars is a strategic and valuable solution. It's desirable aligning with the preferences of our target audience and viable leveraging the established partnership between RMIT and Medibank and feasible utilizing existing digital infrastructure. This solution not only aligns with Medibank objectives but also strengthens its engagement with the international student community.
Hello, my name is Ed, and today I'll be discussing company stakeholder responsibilities and IP law considerations. Let's start off with the stakeholders. Our first stakeholder we're going to talk about are prospective international students, or our intended users. Prospective international students are the primary beneficiaries of the OSHC Ambassador Program, playing an active role in its success. Their participation involves utilizing OSHC services and providing feedback on their healthcare needs, which allow the program to adjust and align with practical health concerns faced by international students in Australia. By sharing their experiences and highlighting specific health challenges, students contribute to shaping a program better tailored to their unique requirements and the overall international student community. Our second stakeholder is Medibank. As the provider of the OSHC, along with running the program, Medibank is a key stakeholder responsible for implementing and ensuring that international students' healthcare needs are met. This includes facilitating effective communication about OSHC policies and providing students with accessible information through OSHC agents or training sessions. Additionally, Medibank is responsible for upholding privacy standards, ensuring that students' personal information remains confidential and is handled in compliance with privacy and consumer protection laws, further solidifying trust within the program. Our third stakeholder is the educational partner, being RMIT. Institutions like RMIT are collaborative partners, contributing resources and increasing program visibility. They create a supportive environment where the students can access health information and participate in welfare activities aligned with the program's objectives. RMIT and similar institutions act as intermediaries, relaying feedback from student ambassadors to Medibank and prospective international students. Running the program alongside Medibank and advocating for adjustments in the program to address the evolving student needs. This partnership helps sustain the program's relevance and responsiveness to the international student population. Our fourth stakeholder are OSHC educators. Medibank OSHC representatives serve as knowledgeable educators, bridging the gap between Medibank and the student community. They provide students with a first-hand perspective on navigating healthcare in Australia, including insights into OSHC benefits and the cultural nuances related to healthcare access. Their role requires them to maintain an impartial stance, adhering to the program's policies without overly promoting specific aspects of OSHC coverage. This balanced approach builds credibility with both students and Medibank, fostering a trustworthy environment for all parties involved. Our fifth stakeholder are legislators and policymakers. Legislators and policymakers play a pivotal role by establishing policies, laws, and regulations that ensure legal operations of healthcare programs, including the OSHC. They create a compliance framework that protects student rights, ensuring fair access to healthcare services and safeguarding international students' welfare. By monitoring and enforcing these regulations, they ensure that OSHC programs adhere to national standards, promoting legal and ethical healthcare practices within the student community. Now let's move on to some IP considerations. Let's start with copyright and content ownership. Webinars form a crucial part of the OSHC Ambassador Program, consisting of creation and dissemination of educational materials such as slides, videos, graphics, and more. These materials are considered copyrighted content, and only Medibank is authorized to reproduce, distribute, and present them. To avoid copyright infringement, Medibank must ensure all materials stem from in-house production or proper licensing is obtained for third-party content. Trademarking and brand protection. Webinar content is branded by Medibank, including logos, colors, and themes, and they should all be trademark protected. Medibank should apply for Australian trademark protection to secure branding for OSHC Ambassador Program related content, which could help create brand loyalty within the education and health sectors. Trademarking ensures that Medibank owns its branding and protects intellectual property across all platforms. Recording and distribution rights. Legal considerations apply to recording webinars for future training or promotional use. Medibank must notify all attendees of the recording and obtaining their consent to comply with privacy laws. Failure to do so could result in legal repercussions. Moreover, webinar recordings should be copyrighted to prevent unauthorized use, sharing, or commercial exploitation. And lastly, we have health-related legal requirements. Since the OSHC Ambassador Program includes health components, Medibank must comply with Health Insurance Act and Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, or otherwise known as the ACCC regulations. Any health-related claims made during webinars must be accurate, well-researched to avoid misleading claims, which could lead to fines or censure.
Thank you, Zaid. Now moving on to the prototyping and testing. So below is a flowchart that outlines our prototyping and what the webinar would be looking like in terms of the structure and the layout of the actual platform, including topics discussed such as frequently asked questions, navigating the healthcare system, interactive Q&A sessions, as well as networking, outbreak rooms as well, which will be included in this, as well as concluding with conclusion and feedback, as well as providing links and additional resources that they might be able to utilize after the webinar session itself. All of these topics have been specifically chosen based on the feedback in which we've received from undergraduate international students from our relevant user groups, and those amendments have been taken into account when outlining what would be made or spoken about throughout these sessions. Another key thing was ensuring that each of the sessions is recorded and made accessible on the Medibank's website so that those who missed out or those that want to go back and rewatch regarding certain topics have the access to that.
Alright, so regarding how we're going to get this done, we hope to achieve this within 6 months, and we've split up the process into 8 different parts. Planning, research, design, development. If you look closely, you'll see we've doubled the time allocated to it because this is probably the most technical process, followed by receiving feedback. Just a little shorter because we'll be implementing feedback as we go as well. Finalizing, and then the launch of the program, followed by the post-launch support and maintenance, which we hope to keep ever continuing through years to come after its implementation.
Let me share how Medibank, in partnership with RMIT, can transform this initiative into a potent, impactful partnership that generates real results. Firstly, active collaboration between RMIT and Medibank. This focuses on fostering an involved partnerships where Medibank and RMIT leverages their strengths and resources to devise innovative solutions. Nextly, utilizing Medibank and RMIT employees and students as hosts and facilitators. The most valuable assets that both organizations have is their workforce. Giving them the opportunity to lead and facilitate this program will not only bring it to fruition, but also cultivate their skills and active involvement. Why? They already have an in-depth understanding of the healthcare system, policies, complexities of health insurance navigation, and most importantly, a personal experience, guaranteeing consistency and continual progress at every turn. Thirdly, funding and resources. Having the capability to invest in enhancing infrastructure, training, and support is key to achieving the objectives. It goes beyond simply financial investment. It's about reflecting the commitment to outcomes. And finally, advertising. This isn't just about the benefit of publicity. The emphasis is on building trust, garnering additional support, and affirming Medibank's position as a pioneer in the insurance industry. Envision a campaign where we spotlight RMIT students' experiences in collaborating with the experts in Medibank, creating authentic and transformative stories. This is a rare chance here to achieve something pivotal, establishing a collaborative framework where Medibank and RMIT work hand in hand to drive change, achieving objectives that are on par with their mission and values.